Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Real Sports Updates here. Back again with the another installment of our 2021 preseason preview. Today we'll be focusing on the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars finished the 2020 season 1-15. They had the worst record in the league, and they were able to secure the number one pick in the draft. They ended up taking Trevor Lawrence, quarterback out of Clemson. Um, they fired their coach, Doug Marrone, and they hired Urban Meyer, college football coaching legend, but this is his first NFL gig. So they ended up hiring him. And basically, this team is looking to rebuild from the ground up. They've got the right guys in place, coach and quarterback. Trevor Lawrence was obviously the number one pick. He was the number one player on everybody's board. Um, he's talented. Talented. He's smart. He's a good leader. Um, and he has those qualities of a franchise quarterback. So it was an easy choice for the Jaguars to make. Hiring Urban Meyer was also a really good choice as well. Um, Urban Meyer's had a lot of success at the college football level. He's guided three programs to like national prominence: Utah, University of Florida, and Ohio State. So he's had plenty of success, and he won national championships at both Florida and Ohio State. So he's had plenty of success at the college level, but the NFL is a different animal. So he has his work cut out for him, but I think the Jaguars have the right guy in place to start this rebuild and get this team to a point where they are consistently competing year in and year out. There's as far as the rest of the team goes, they need a lot of talent. They're lacking quite a bit of talent to go around Trevor Lawrence right now. Um, and they're very young as well too. So they're they're at least 2 to 3 years away from being real competitors and being able to stake their claim as real competitors in that division. So it's gonna take some time, and they know this. The fans know this. The organization knows this. So they have time to build this thing up, um, to build it up to where they want it to be. It's not gonna happen overnight. So they know and they're okay with it. As long as they progress, it can be slow progress, but as long as they're progressing, um, I think the fans will be satisfied and ownership will be satisfied as well too. Now coming into training camp and actually OTAs, the Jaguars they released that they had worked out Tim Tebow, and then they ended up signing him to a 1 year deal, which was pretty much just a training camp deal. So you know, Tebow was around for a few months, and this thing about him was he was trying to be a tight end. Obviously everybody knows he was the Heisman winning quarterback in college. Got drafted as a quarterback. He's been away from football for a really long time, almost 10 years, I think. So he wanted to try his hand at tight end, and Urban Meyer, being his college coach, gave him a shot. And he ended up getting cut after the first preseason game. It was really a distraction. I felt like it was an unnecessary distraction. Tim Tebow clearly is not a tight end, but it's that nepotism factor where Tim is a good guy. Urban knows him really well, so he gave him a shot to try to make the team, and it didn't work out. But I got to give the Jaguars credit. Got to give Urban Meyer credit for moving on. Because the focus should be on Trevor Lawrence. He's the first pick in the draft. He's a talented kid, and you want your focus to be on him. He's the face of the franchise. You don't want any really any distractions. Trying to keep him from from reaching his full potential. So that was something that they needed to do. Then they got it done, so now they can move on. But like I said, they are a very young team, very very young team. They must draft well. in these next few years. Um, they must draft well, and they must have good free agent classes as well too. I think a lot of their progress hinges on that. They have to draft the right people. You obviously have to build a decent, at least decent offensive line around Trevor Lawrence. He's your guy, and you can't afford to have him get hit a bunch and get injured and whatnot. So they must draft well. They must draft well. They must scout well. They must be active in the free agent market. If guys are, getting cut from other teams and whatnot, they got to draft well. They have to, make sure that they are plugging in those gaps to keep their franchise quarterback protected. Because if not, we've seen it so many times where a guy gets drafted high, he goes to a team that doesn't have anything around him, and next thing you know, he's getting injured, he's getting hit a bunch of times a game, and he's got to recover, and it takes a toll on the player, and it takes a toll on the franchise. So you got to build an offensive line. He's got to be protected, and that's first and foremost before anything else. You got to make sure that is in place. So yes, they must draft well, and I think they will. I think they will. Um, I think another thing that gets overlooked too is the value of the backup quarterback Gardner Minshew. He's a pretty good quarterback. I think he's serviceable. He could start for some teams, depending on what they need at the quarterback position. If he's a stopgap quarterback, or if he's somebody who can actually compete for the starting job. But he's definitely a top tier backup as it is right now. Um, so I think he has some value, and I think the Jaguars should explore that. Um, because in the rebuilding process, you must gain as much draft capital as you can. Um, you can't take on a rebuilding process without having a bunch of draft picks to you know either fill in positions, or have those draft picks to package together for another player, or you want to be able to have the option. So I think that's something that the Jaguars should explore if they're not exploring it already. Because Trevor Lawrence is going to be the starting quarterback. He's going to be the starting quarterback, and there's not going to be any way around that. He's the starter. So if they can get, if they can flip their backup quarterback for some picks, I think that would do them a really 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 good a really good you know a really good favor for Trevor Lawrence to get more guys around him, because that's what he needs. He needs more guys. The defense has to improve. They're a very young team. They could also use some veteran leadership as well too. Like I said, guys, even and they can start right away. Guys who are going to get cut. Veterans who are going to get cut in training camp in a few weeks. They should be out there trying to sign guys. Trying to sign, even if it's to 1 year deals. Let's bring in some vets. Let's get some veteran leadership in our locker room. Let's get some guys in here who have been around for a while, and they can show these young guys the ropes, show them how to prepare, show them how to be professionals. And I think that would do wonders for them, in their progression towards becoming a viable team that can actually compete. So they're gonna have their work cut out for them. I don't expect much from them this season. I do expect Trevor Lawrence to give us some flashes of why he was chosen number one. He's got a good arm. He's mobile. He can move around. So I think he's gonna make some plays. He's gonna make some highlight plays and stuff. Like will it be enough to put them in in competition with good teams? No, it won't. But it will be something that will have the fans excited, and have them excited about the future when they are able to put a solid team around him. So I'll give them 4 wins this season. I I, I was gonna say 3, but I think Trevor Lawrence he's a good enough talent where he can win the game. He can win you a game by himself. So I'll give him 4 wins. I'll give them 4 wins. I think they pick in the top 5 of the 2022 draft, which is a good thing for them because they need guys. They need guys to go around Trevor Lawrence. They need guys they just need guys to you know to make their team a lot better. And yeah, I don't see them being super competitive, but this is going to be a feeling out process. It's going to take a few years. It's going to take a few years for Urban Meyer to get his footing in the NFL. Same thing with Trevor Lawrence and but they will be. I think they will be more promising. They're going to show a lot more. They're going to show a lot more fight. They're going to be more. They're going to be more in tune with what they need to do. They're not going to look as bad as the Jaguars have looked in the past few seasons, but they won't make it to the playoffs or anything like that. But they should finish the season on a higher note than they began it. So we'll see, and hopefully Trevor Lawrence is able to stay healthy and hopefully he doesn't have the Joe Burrow injury or anything like that. So but yeah, we'll see. Only time will tell. But yeah, that was the Jacksonville Jaguars. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my thoughts, if you disagree. If there's anything I missed, let me know as well too. So thank you guys for listening.